Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to create a separate style sheet, okay? Um, so what we do is we create a separate CSS document, and then we link that document to the HTML document. And how we do that is first we create our document by, I'm going to go to File, New File, and I'm going to save this as style.css, and then I'm going to make sure that it's in the same root folder as my images and my HTML document. Okay, so there we go, and it's called style.css. Now what we do is we go over here and inside the head tags of our document we actually put a link to the style sheet, okay? And we actually do that using the link tag. So link, and we have to tell the browser what this link is for. And we do that with rel for relationship. The relationship of the link is that it's going to be a style sheet. So the relationship of that document to our HTML document is that it's going to add style. And so we actually have to put in style sheet, okay? Like so. Easy enough, right? Now, that's the relationship of the file, but what file is it? We have to say that next, okay? And so we go like this. We href, again, just like we did for links, okay? And I'm going to put in quotes style.css. Okay, easy enough, and whoops, close that tag. Okay, so now what we've done is we have linked this style sheet right here to this document, okay? Easy enough. Now, what we do is we can actually target the different elements in here by using CSS selectors and then adding various well, properties and values. And well, let's just go ahead and check it out, and I'll give you an example here. So the first one that we have right here is the body tag, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and add some styling right now to the body tag. Let's just try that out. So we add a body selector. Okay, now the syntax is different. We are not using HTML. We are using CSS now, and they have different coding syntaxes. Okay, the rules of the language are different. However, CSS is pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. There's only a few things that you really need to learn, and you'll be up and running with it in no time. So, okay, so open and closed curly braces. That's how you do this. You add your selector and then open and close curly braces, and you put your properties and values inside of here, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and type in color, okay? And let's go ahead and I'm going to add this color here. Now, I already know what color I'm adding, okay? You can use a lot of different keywords. Instead, for example, you can actually just use red. Okay, that's a keyword. But I know that this is the hexadecimal number color that I want to use. And there are resources available on our webpage that will explain in greater detail the different colors that you can use. Okay, or go to the W3 schools as well. In fact, let's do that right now. HTML colors. Okay, and look at this big list of colors that we can use right here, okay? Look at that, all these different colors right here. It's huge, okay? And again, see, there's the hexadecimal numbers like what I'm using right now. I just know what colors I want, but you can use any of these colors, okay? And there's a lot of different ways you can enter them in. You can enter in the hex number here. You can enter in the RGB values just like this, and that will give you the color. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to back out of this now. Okay, and we have a color picker and HTML color names. Look at this. All right, 140 colors it looks like that you can just use, like burly wood, chocolate, coral, cornflower blue. Of course, they have the primary colors right off the bat, like, you know, red. But you know, here's orange, here's olive. See what I mean? So you can actually enter in this keyword, or you can enter in this hex number right here, okay? And because I use Photoshop a lot, I tend to just get into the habit of using hex numbers. And so you'll see me use those, but just go to the W3 schools and search, and you can, you know, figure out what colors you want to use, okay? So anyway, that's where we're starting out. And I'm going to go ahead and put in font next, all right? font, and I'm going to go ahead and we'll make this 1.4M. Now remember to check out the resources to understand the different sizes. Okay, we do have those available right on our website right here, and this is just a relative size right here, and it means it'll be 1.4 times the relative size of the font for that particular document. Okay, and now I can actually throw in a font family right here, and let's see, what font family should I use? Okay, so I'm at the W3 schools here, and here's an example of all these different font families right here, okay? And it's pretty nice. It actually shows you what the different fonts are. These are web-safe fonts. I'm going to go ahead and just grab this one right here, okay? And there's several because it works on a fallback, okay? Just in case the machine that's rendering this doesn't have the one font, it'll fall back to the other one. And so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do, is put these 3 fonts in and close it out. Okay, now, notice how we do this here, okay? We have the open and close curly braces, okay? And then we have a particular property separated by a colon. We have the value and then a semicolon, okay? That's how you do this. Now, it's going to stay the same. This you're looking at really CSS right here. This is the syntax that you use, and if you just get these few basic little steps down, that's all you need to know. All right, and of course you can go to the W3 schools and look up all the different properties and values that you're allowed with CSS. It's pretty big, but the syntax is quite simple and it stays the same. I'm going to go ahead and use text align. And you see when I start, it gives me these different options, and I can kind of cruise through all these and see all the different things that I can use right here. It's pretty cool. But I'm going to just do text align colon, okay, and then we'll just align it to the left, semicolon. We'll close that out. And now let's go ahead and change the background color, okay? And here's all the different, properties that you can use right off the bat. It's really cool to do that. Did you notice when I started typing out background here, back, how it gives you, go ahead and take the time in Komodo to see all the different things that are possible, okay? You don't really have to have anything memorized. Just keep checking out what the different things are that you can use, all right? So anyway, background color, and then the background color I'm gonna actually make like so. Okay, then let's see what this did. Let's save that style sheet, come over here and save that. Oh, look at that, it made everything disappear. Why? Because everything that's within the body is being colored the same, okay? So if you, let's go ahead and view this in Firefox real quick, that might help you. View in Firefox. Okay, it looks like our text is gone, but if I highlight it, it's actually not gone, okay? It's just a really, really similar color to the background, okay? I can see it in there a little bit, but we're going to change that next, okay? And as you can see, the text got larger, right? And that was that 1.4M right here, okay? So, and this body right here is styling everything within the body tags, okay? So that's what you do, is you use a selector to target a specific HTML element, and then you add style to it. Okay, easy enough. So the next thing that I want to do is actually change all of the main content so that it looks different, because obviously we can't read anything right now. So let's go ahead and see what we can do over here. Let's see. Okay, so I would like to actually be able to target everything from below this list right here, okay, all the way to the bottom. And how we do that is we add another tag to divide up that content, all right? Now, let's go ahead and do that. And so, let's see, right here, right above our first paragraph, I'm going to go and throw in what's called a div. And that's just going to divide up this content, okay? And then I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom here, and I'm going to throw in another div. Closing div tag, that is. Now, I've wrapped all of this in a div, okay? Now, I could actually just target that div using a selector right now, okay, and say, give it a background of this and give the font this color, and it would show up just fine. The problem is I'd like to use some more divs on here. So we have to get more specific, because you can only, target the word or the element div once in here, just like body is taking care of everything wrapped inside the body. So and you know, it's like this singular element right here is being hit by this selector, and the same thing would happen right here. So what I want to do is I want to get a little bit more specific, and let me show you how I do that. I'm going to come inside this div tag right here and create a little space just so I have some room to work. And I'm going to create what's called an ID, all right? And now an ID is it's something that you apply to a unique element, okay? Which means that you can only use this on this one element. And when I show you classes next, and we use class on several different elements, you'll see what I mean, okay? But for now, just go ahead and follow along here. I'm going to throw in the word ID equals, and again, you probably know what's coming next, right? The two quotation marks. And I can put whatever I want in here for a name, okay? But what I want to do is I want to be specific about what I am styling. So I'm going to go ahead and just call this main content, okay? And I'm going to save. Now, it did not do anything. And the reason why it didn't do anything is because we need to get in here and add this on here. Now, the thing about this ID is that it's not, I can't just write main content, okay, and have that work. What I need to do is I need to actually, the syntax is really simple for this. I just need to set this up as being an ID. And all you do is add the pound sign. Okay, and then you can go ahead and put whatever it is. In this case, it was main content, and then treat that the same way as any other selector. Okay, the difference is that body is a included default element that you can use. This one here we set up ourselves. Okay, and there's a couple of different ways to set up your own selectors, right? Classes and IDs are the two that we're going to look at. This is an ID. So within here, I'm going to go ahead and do some styling now. Okay, and the first thing I want to do is set the width, okay, to 80%. Okay, so colon, and then we'll set it to 80%, just like so. Okay, and then semicolon. Okay, so now that's the width. Let's go ahead and add a background. Okay, and the background, we're going to make that 333. Okay, and again, just explore the W3 schools and just come up with a nice color palette of colors that you want to use, and then you can just start using them. You know, so you feel free to be as custom as you want in this particular instance. Now I'm going to go ahead and set the border to this to be 1 pixel. Okay. And what kind of a border? A solid border, and it's going to be black, okay? And you know, you can keep looking these things up in the W3 schools, and this is how you do that until you start to get these things memorized, okay? And I constantly am going to the W3 schools and just looking up how to come up with different little bits of code, okay? So you don't need to worry about, you know, whether or not you're going to ever get this memorized. It's not even the point. It's just that if you understand the syntax, you know that you can keep going to the W3 schools or any other place on the internet that has a good reference and continually look these things up. Okay, easy enough. So what I want to do now is I want to add some padding. Okay, and again, you know, it would take forever to make a video like this and explain every single little thing. So every time you throw in a value like this, go ahead and add in different numbers and render it over and over and see what's really happening. And of course, just look up padding or whatever. Of course, it's just giving you some space around this block. But look all these up at the W3 schools. Okay, and I want to do is set it into margin. Now, I'm going to set this at 50 pixels on the top and bottom, and then I'm going to set it at auto for the left and right. And what that's going to do is it's going to center it. When you set it for auto, it just automatically balances out the two values and will stick something right in the center, okay? And then we save that, and let's see if we've made any changes yet. Okay, and there we go. And you see how it's balanced on both sides, right in the center, perfectly, and we can actually see our text, okay? And I kind of feel like the text is a little bit large, okay? Remember I set that to 1.4 M, so let's go ahead and set it to 1.2. Save it, and save this. There we go, that's a little bit smaller. Okay, and let's go ahead and view this in Firefox. Okay, So it's starting to come along now. It's looking a little bit better. We've got some images and our links, and now we have this nice little main content area that is balanced right in the center. Okay, and it's got a background that's different from the body background, which kind of just makes it pop a little bit. Issues that we still need to deal with are the fact that we still can't read our heading one here, and what I want to do is I want to actually wrap this block, right here, just style some color, because this is actually called a block element, and it's actually a block right here. It's just the same color right now, and I want to go ahead and give that a specific background color and then give this text a specific color. I want to actually do the same thing up here with the navigation and spread that out, and there's a few other little style things that I know I want to do to this website. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of these. Yes. Okay, so let's see what else we can do.